Hey, it's Eric Crawford from WDRB Sports here at the KFC Yum Center, where Kentucky has just beaten Louisville 95-76. I'm sitting in front of the U of L bench. And why am I doing that? Well, beyond any game discussion or post-game talk, the real discussion right now turns to who is going to occupy the head coaching job on this bench for the rest of the season. I know that's what everybody wants to know. That's what a lot of speculation has been flying around the city about. From what I saw tonight, what I feel like from among university leadership and athletic department, I think Kenny Payne remains the coach. I think he's the coach when the ball drops on New Year's Eve. I think he's the coach into early next year. I think he's going to get more time to show if he can turn these guys around, keep them together, and move them forward. What do I base that on? Well, it's just my feeling. And the other real thing I'm basing it on is that there's no good option apart from him. Who do you bring in here? Do you have an assistant that you want to elevate? I don't think they do. Do you have somebody out in the community that they want to bring in as coach that's going to really be able to make a real difference in terms of fans in seats, fans getting together behind this program and winning games? No, not at the end of December. You don't have that. They just haven't been able to find that, I don't think. I'm not saying that Kenny Payne will last the season. I don't know. I don't have that crystal ball in mind. But I don't think there's anything imminent coming this week. I don't think there's anything probably coming next week. I think he's going to get a chance. And what would anybody base that decision on? I think this game against Kentucky, look, it was a blowout. Kentucky is that much better than Louisville right now. Louisville could have played a little better. They could have played a little closer to the vest. They had 10 bad minutes in the first half. I thought they lost offensive discipline. In a game like this, Kentucky's going to score. You can't get panicked and get rushed down on the offensive end, and I thought Louisville's guards did. They drove the ball in too much. They got shots blocked. They turned the ball over. They didn't maintain a deliberate offensive style in this game, and in that short period, Kentucky was able to go on a couple of huge runs and put the game away and be up big at halftime. But in the second half, Kentucky didn't have to work hard. They didn't, Louisville outscored Kentucky by one in the second half. I don't put a ton into that either. But I will tell you this. I think when you watch Louisville's players, they didn't give up in this game. They didn't look disengaged from their coaching staff. They maintained an effort. They were out rebounding this game by 2 by a very talented Kentucky team. I thought that they played like they wanted to win. I just don't think they're good enough to win. And maybe they're not well coached enough to win. And maybe that's something Josh Hurd does have to deal with by the end of the season or later this season. I just don't think at this point that he's ready to make a move. I don't think that the university leadership is making a move. And I don't even know who makes the ultimate call on this. If it's university or if it's athletics, they're going to work hand in hand in this. And I just don't think they're ready to tear all this up just yet. Now, I know there's a lot of angry people. There's no question. There's a ton of angry fans. They're mad the crowd was half Kentucky fans today. They're mad that they lost by a lot of points. I hear it, and that is real. That's not manufactured anger. It's real. It's not talk radio creating that. They're just reflecting it to a degree. But there's also, when you get into this situation, a feeding frenzy where everything Payne says, everything a player says, whatever, gets jumped on and parsed and criticized. And I think that some of that is, well, it's, it makes for entertainment value. It's not going to affect the decision making of the university. They know they have a problem with attendance here. They know they have a revenue problem. I'm not really getting on here and saying I'm optimistic about Kenny Payne's long-term future. I got on here after Arkansas State and said this isn't working. After this game, I don't know that I'm any more inclined to say that this is working, but it's working better than it was a little while ago, and I don't think it's working badly enough for anybody at U of L to make any kind of drastic move. There's been so much instability in basketball here. To invite the instability of cutting a coach loose during the season is something that I still don't feel like, in my gut, there's a real stomach for right now at U of L. But do I think Payne should be let go? I can't say that I do, not because he's doing a great job, but because I don't see an alternative. I don't see a viable person that can come sit on this bench and win 10 or 12 games down the stretch of the season. I don't see anybody that can come sit on this bench and put even 5,000 more fans per game in these seats. It doesn't work that way. It didn't work that way with David Padgett. People by the end of the season were critical of him, and Louisville didn't hire him. He looks pretty good now, but it wasn't fun for him down the stretch of the season. He tried to get that team to the NCAA tournament. This is a very tough situation that U of L is in, and I don't see the end for it for a little while. I think.